Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Sean, and this is another Call of Duty Black Ops commentary. Gonna be playing some headquarters on radiation. And before I get started, I gotta say something. It is really, really cold in my basement. It's like 20 degrees outside, and there's no snow, and that's kind of depressing. So, yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm sitting out here freezing. I need a snuggie. A couple things I kind of wanted to talk about, and a couple tips for this, this game mode. And this is kind of one of the things that I've been really, really enjoying playing is headquarters again. I hadn't played headquarters I hadn't really touched it since COD 4. It was the first game mode that I'd ever played in a first-person shooter, in an online first-person shooter, and I had a blast with it. And one thing that I can recommend is that when you guys first, if you play headquarters at all, when you first join in, I know most of you might know this if you do play this game mode. When you first join in, always check your HUD to see where your teammate is, because it never seems to fail, but there's always, I think, one person from your team that spawns in their spawn, and then one person from their team that spawns in your spawn or spawns near your spawn. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a lookout person. I haven't quite figured it out, but it's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. One thing that I kind of wanted to talk about on this, this game mode, the guns, the weapons. Typically, I'm more of a sneaky son of a bitch who likes to run a silencer on his weapons, and I hip fire, fail. Fuck. But I'm typically the kind of guy who likes to run silencers on his weapons. I like to stay off the enemy radar, especially in this game. Radar is key. A lot of people I'm starting to see are steering clear away from UAV and shit along those lines. And guys, those perks, those kill streaks, I mean, that is probably one of the most valuable kill streaks in the game. Your UAV will help you get to other kill streaks more than other kill streaks will help you in this game. It used to be Modern Warfare 2, you could camp your ass off for 5, and that'd pretty much guarantee you 7, and that would pretty much guarantee you 9, 11, whatever you were running. Well, this game is a lot different. You can't sit in a corner on this and expect to get your 11 kill streak. I mean, you actually are going to have to work for it. Yeah, there's some people that can sit there, never move, and get it. But this is kind of a good example of how to get your stuff. Using an unsilenced weapon, the thing that I can recommend, and the thing that a lot of people seem to miss on, patrol. You don't have to camp. If you're going to get one kill, move. Because here's the thing, is that when you fire an unsilenced weapon, you are showing up like a beacon on that radar. That is basically, to me, that's a dinner bell, as some people would like to call it. I'm going to go search for that person. It creates tunnel vision. Especially in headquarters, if you're defending a flag and all your teammates are down, having an unsilenced weapon can actually be a well thought out thing if done properly. If you sit back and you just try and camp one spot, you'll get flanked. But if you stay mobile, it kind of puts that perception in the enemy's head that wait, did we kill everybody? Where are all these red dots coming from? I see one here, I see one there. And then what happens is they get tunnel vision. It puts it back on them. You have to let them make the mistake. You don't have to worry about yourself. I kind of talked to somebody the other day, and we were trying to put this in perspective. Some people were, having some issues trying to figure out a play style that works for them. Trying to base it off what the enemy team does and this and that. Guys, that won't work. There's a problem with that mentality, and there's a problem with that thought. Think about this for just a second. At any given time, there could very well be upwards of 3 million people playing this game. At any given time. I know that the counters are kind of weird and kind of funky, but is it easier for you to try and figure out 3 million people's tendencies and 3 million people's playstyles than it is for 3 million people to try and figure out yours? They're trying to do the same thing to you that you're doing to them. So the recommendation I've got is find something that's working for you and perfect it. If it's rushing, perfect it. If it's methodically moving from cover to cover, perfect it. That's how you see people do so well in these games. They've got something that works and they stick to it. So that's something that's key. That's baseline number one. Find something that works and stick to it. If nothing's working, I don't know what to tell you. Just experiment. This is a massive problem that I have with this game. It's really my only complaint. There needs to be a punishment system put in place for the people who quit. I think it needs to be something similar to Halo, 15-minute ban, whatever it is. This map, oh, you guys are getting a twofer. That's awesome. This is a game on Team Deathmatch on WMD. This is a map that is not one of my better maps, but I take this video, I have a decent game, I'm not playing objective game mode, so I try to take that out of the equation. I didn't want to put any type of specific strategy involved in, you know, how to cap B or how to do this and how to do that. I just kind of wanted to show you guys a good way to work around the map. And I had watched a couple of my previous games, and it seems like the games that I do the best, I am utilizing the cover system to its utmost ability. The cover system in this game is phenomenal. On this map, there's so much cover. Jersey barriers, walls, barrels, snowdrift, anything that you can use to put yourself an advantage. And what I mean by putting yourself an advantage, I mean giving the enemy less to shoot at than you have of them. A lot of people think that, you know, certain sections of this map are going to provide you with the cover, like the top control building, which is the big blue building that sits outside of B-Dom. It really doesn't. I don't know how many times, it seems like every time I go in there I get killed. Unless I'm going in there just to clean somebody out. If I'm going in there to set up a defense or to set up to cover one of my teammates, their line of sight on you is so much better than yours is on them. So I don't know if I'd recommend going up there. I've been noticing a lot more. And guys, my bullets are killing quickly because I have host this game. I will take host all the time, please. I never got it in Modern Warfare 2, and in Call of Duty Black Ops, I seem to get it a lot. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I can't figure it out. I've had a couple of my buddies who are in IT try and explain it to me, and it's like trying to, I don't know, it's like trying to explain quantum physics to somebody with a mental handicap. I don't know. I'm not, I don't get it. Ping and latency and all this and that, you know, show me what buttons to push and show me who to shoot. kind of my mentality. But anyways, on this map, this building that I'm in right here, the first floor, there's no cover on the first floor. Here you see I totally expose my backside to somebody. They flank up on me. I don't know. I would prefer to stay out of there. There's no real advantage of being in there. There's much better places on this map. I have gotten good scores on this map. However, it's not a consistent, I go in here and do well. Like right now, I'm studying literally. Look at my usage of cover. Look at how I'm using the barrels. Look at how I'm moving throughout the map. I'm not running out into open spaces. I'm not sprinting that much. I'm paying attention to the HUD. I'm watching for where my teammates are spawning. One thing that I could, and I don't know if this would be considered a tip or not, is I run into a claymore. Hey, do each his own, brother. But one thing that I can kind of recommend is if you are a TDM player, and most people know this, most people kind of preach this, get away from your teammates. Teammates are noisy. They fire unsilenced weapons. They throw decoys at your feet. Yes, a person on my friends list literally, and I shit you not, would run around in a team deathmatch game mode and throw decoys at his friendly's feet, assuming it was going to help. I mean, I heard some of my buddies were raging to another level because of that. So I don't know. But I'd recommend staying away from your team. Unless you are with a bunch of guys that you communicate with, and you communicate at an exceptional, and I mean an exceptional level. It can't be something to where you're calling out a guy after you're dead. You got to be calling out a guy when you see him. Because what that does is if you call him out when you see him, your teammate can get up there, and you know, if you die, he can pick up the kill. It doesn't work that way a lot of times. Most people try and call them out, you know, if they miss, or call them out after they die. And if you're running with a group of guys on team deathmatch, your only real benefit is to steamroll in a one-on-one situation. And you know what? If I see a group of 5 people barreling down on me, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to go prone, and I'm going to just pick them off. But that's just kind of one of those awareness things that comes with practice. It comes in time. Everybody will figure it out. That's not a concern. But yeah, on this map, this is a map that I love it. I mean, it's very complex. It's kind of circular in nature, which is like I guess is a good thing. To me, it kind of keeps the game flowing, the game moving. I love it for a domination map because the B caps that are difficult, excuse me, are very, very fun to me. I enjoy it. You know, when it's a struggle to capture a flag, you know, that's exciting. That's fun. If sometimes you walk away with a win, sometimes you walk away with a loss. But either way you look at it, it might be frustrating. But when it's all said and done, I bet if you had 50 games of back and forth on Bs and you win in every other one, or 100 games to where it's just a landslide, I bet you take the 50 games where it's 1-1. Kill streaks. This is something that I'm going to kind of I want to preach on this. My kill streaks have 2 staples. The 2 staples are UAV and the Blackbird. I don't vary from them hardly at all unless I'm playing a team that is very, very aggressive. Because if I'm playing a team that's very aggressive, I don't really plan on staying alive to 8. I'll usually switch it up and go 3 napalm strike and then attack chopper, just so that way, you know, I can use the napalm as choke points and whatnot. But I like the Blackbird, I like the UAV because they help you get to, you know, that big money kill streak, that 11 kill streak, or that 9 kill streak, or whatever it is. It's a great deal. I love them. I love them both to death, and I highly recommend them. That was something you saw me do right there. That was a cutoff. That's something that I would practice as well. If you see somebody, don't chase them. If you put shots on him, think of it like this. If you put shots on him and he goes prone, he knows you're coming. He knows which direction you're coming from, and you don't know where he went. Most people would sprint after him, get shot right in the chops. I mean, it's just the way that it works and the way that the game is played sometimes. Guys, this game is wrapping up. We got about another 45 seconds or so, but I just wanted to say I hit kind of a little mini milestone today. I hit 1,600 subscribers, and I can't thank you guys enough. I love each and every one of you guys. You make this worthwhile. You make this fun. You keep this interesting. So I can't thank you guys enough. If you don't mind, please hit the like or dislike button. Please leave a comment. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and subscribe. I can't say it enough, guys. Thank you so much. I really, really enjoy doing this and love each and every one of you. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. See ya.